Are we still streaming this live for all the public to see?
Yes, I'm working on getting it live right now. It should be there shortly.
It says it's streaming live on YouTube.
Yep, we're up now.
Do we know how many citizens of Elyria actually watch these proceedings?
When I've been kind of DJing the Zooms before, and I've noticed it's been like sometimes 2 to 5 folks. Usually sometimes the same people, but it really depends on what's going on.
Interesting. Do I take it that that is Mr. McLaughlin? Whoa.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Okay, we'll get started in a minute, sir, okay?
No problem. Take your time. Thank you.
Mr. Farkas gonna be around?
No,
Really?
he's on vacation. Jim Taylor is supposed to be sitting in for him.
Oh, is he gonna present the city's position?
He spoke with Daryl on this before Daryl left.
Okay.
So. But you know him, he's always late.
Yeah, I know.
Giving him a ring.
Ooh, I don't like that.
If Julianne's not here, we don't really have a quorum, do we?
Probably not. That's another problem.
Especially with Harold.
Her
not
text
being
said she was gonna try to join by phone because she's probably in the car or something. Where was that? Yeah, she said, got stuck at work late. I might have to just call in over the phone.
Okay.
So I'm gonna send her a text and say, if you don't call in, we don't have a quorum.
Fair enough.
Wasn't able to get a hold of Jim, but did leave a voicemail, and I'm gonna shoot a text.
What I said was, I thought we only needed 3 of us for a quorum.
Wait a minute. Oh, well, yeah, you're 1, 2, 3. You're right. We do have a quorum.
We do?
Yes,
Well,
we do.
Yeah, there's 3 of you.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So it's just majority then. That's how they define it, apparently.
I believe you're correct.
Okay.
And did you say Jim didn't answer?
Been presented with an addition to your inbox. Would you like tea and crumpets with that, my lord?
All right.
Yeah, he did, and I left a voicemail though, and then also just texted him as well.
Gathering, haven't heard from Mr. Smith or Julian, huh?
No, I haven't heard anything. I don't know what Taylor's doing, but
Oh, that's right, not Jim
yeah, he
Taylor,
meant
not
Jim.
Smith.
Yeah.
I get the guys mixed up. Taylor, yeah.
We haven't found him yet?
No.
Oh,
Was he around the building today?
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he was in today.
Julianne says she's trying. She goes, she's going to get on because she's home now.
Okay.
I don't even see Daryl's packet to see if he even wrote up a report.
I'm sure he did somewhere.
So I'm just wondering if he gave it to Jim.
Let's give old Jimmy a call.
Yeah, myself and Mark just called him. Neither of us were able to get a hold of him.
He's not answering his cell phone either. Oh my God. Oh, let's see.
So does this mean my my zoning appeal application might be auto approved?
No.
Hey, I had to.
There's no such thing as auto anything.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just an FYI, I think we're live.
I know.
Okay.
For all the 2 or 5 people.
Understand.
I mean, I know this is a very important thing that we do, and I get it. But like, if I wasn't part of it and I didn't have any, skin in the game, it'd be like watching grass grow, I think.
Correct.
That's kind of how I feel when I watch golf.
Yeah, some people feel that way.
I enjoy that.
Mary, did you happen to find Jim at all?
Oh,
I called his cell phone.
and I found Daryl's paperwork, but there's no memo.
Mm,
Imagine that.
You're kidding me. That's surprising.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the building department software under the address, maybe some notes in there or something?
I don't know. I'd have to log on to his computer under his name and see if I can find it.
No, I didn't mean that. I said, I thought that program that you guys use, New World, isn't there notes under the property address?
There may be, I haven't, let me see whose case this is.
Okay.
Oh, no, never mind. That ain't gonna work. Let me see. Ren, do we know if maybe Eric is supposed to sit in for Jim?
I can definitely call down and ask. I haven't heard that though from Jim or any.
I didn't either.
Hang on, I'm calling his office. Hey, Leanne, this is Joel. No, I'm okay. We were kind of waiting for Jim. Didn't know if you knew where he was. We're supposed to be starting the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, and he's supposed to be the building inspector today. He's golfing?
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. That they just heard this live. Okay.
I'm in.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Thanks, Leanne. No, we'll figure it out. Thanks. All right.
Wow.
Mr. Taylor's unavailable.
Good way to say it.
I don't know that we necessarily have to have them if a participant chooses not to be part of this meeting, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't go forward. What do you say, Mr. Golden?
I concur, as long as, well, we're going to ask the participant most of the questions anyway.
Correct.
And Mr. Farkas was going to give us the legal terminology from the
Correct.
codified ordinances of the zoning code, which I believe, I don't want to put words in Mary's mouth, but I think Mary could probably quote those also.
I think they're kind of right here on the
Yeah, you
notice
guys have them too,
Yeah,
the,
we have them.
on the notice for the
Right.
need.
All
So
right.
there's really not, it's just an explanation from the.
That's right.
and we feel
Okay,
that
let's get started then.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's about 3:17 on September 3rd, 2020. This is the City of Elyria Board of Zoning Appeals normally monthly meeting. It is not being held at City Hall. It is being held via Zoom. And at this time, before we get the call to order, I just want to make sure, Mr. McLaughlin, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We just want to make sure that you are okay with a couple of things. One, going forward via Zoom. And two, we do not have a full complement of members. One of the members is absent, and you have a right to have your case heard before all of our members. And however, if you choose to go forward today, you live with our decision despite what that other person may or may not have voted on.
Yeah, sure. I have no issues with either of those.
Okay, so I would ask Ms. Tomsky, Madam Secretary, to call the roll.
Joel Fritz,
Present.
Timothy Golden,
present.
Harold Minnick,
He's excused.
Karen Mobert,
present.
Julianne Sadowski.
I'm here.
Okay.
Finally.
I know it was a tough day today, Julian. Let's go over, the chair will entertain a motion. I assume everybody got the minutes of our August 6th meeting. And at this time, the chair will entertain a motion on their approval.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman, to approve the minutes of last month.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from our August 6th meeting. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. So here's how we will go forward, Mr. McLaughlin. We will ask you to present your case to the board. And generally speaking, after you present your case, the city can present their case. And Ms. Tomsky will do her best at that. And then if there are any proponents or opponents in the gallery or live on stream, I don't know if they're available to participate, but if they were, they certainly could. And then there would be some questions and discussion by the board members, after which we would possibly entertain a vote on your request for variance. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so seeing as there's no old business to discuss, we are going to start with new business. Case number 2020-8, John McLaughlin, 290 Xavier Street, Elyria, Ohio, 44035, requesting a variance from section 113715C of the Elyria Codified Ordinances. The applicant is requesting a 6-foot height by 79-foot length privacy fence to be installed in the front yard. The setback from the property line to the fence is indicated to be approximately 16 feet. Zoning court code requires and states that the front yard fence shall be no more than 4 feet in height and shall be open at least 50%. Mr. McLaughlin, what shall you say?
Yeah, so that basically sums it up. Is the fence I'm trying to build is going to extend into my front yard. Being that it's a corner lot, we didn't realize that at first we were going to have this issue with our fencing plan. So what we want to do is extend our fence out toward the sidewalk on the Xavier Street side. That's actually the same one I'm looking at there. And yes, it will have about a 16-foot setback from the sidewalk there. So essentially, this fence that I'm trying to build, my backyard neighbor has the mirrored fence already on his property, so it's nearly the identical mirrored image onto my property also. And so I'm hoping that this won't be too big of an issue. But the reason being that we want it to be a privacy fence instead of a typical 4-foot 50% visibility fence is we've got a dog, and he's a very big boy. He's about 100-pound plus dog. And when we adopted him, he was known to be able to jump fences. So we just want to do our best to be able to contain him in our yard, give him more area to run. And I think that the privacy fence with the variance is going to be our best option.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay, Ms. Tomsky, do you want to read the zoning requirement, or would you like me to do that?
You can do that.
Okay. So from the city standpoint, the zoning code requirement for a front fence is a fence which is located within the required front yard. A front yard fence shall be no more than 4 feet in height and shall be open 50% of its projected area. The open space so formed shall be evenly distributed, i.e. chain link picket with 2-inch board or 2-inch opening, etc. What it does not say, but it is part of this, is when you live on a corner lot, your side yard is also considered your front yard. And I don't know if I know I have some questions, but I'm gonna leave it open to first anybody, any other member of the board first for questions of Mr. McLaughlin.
You have a question for Mr. McLaughlin. Just curious, how long have you lived at your property here?
So we have been here just over 3 years.
Okay. And how old is your dog?
He is turning 4 in October. We adopted him from the APL.
How long ago?
We got him right after we moved into the house. So we've had him about 3 years also.
Okay. So you did not have any knowledge or concerns that you would not be able to put a fence, or did you think you would not, or that you would be able to have the dog on the property without a fence? Or
Well, yes, so we do have obviously no problems with having the dog on the property now without a fence, but having the fence would allow him more room to run. And I'll be honest, being that he was a rescue, I'm not sure what type of life he's had in the past, but currently we just have him hooked up on a chain in our backyard that keeps him contained in our property. But when there's people walking by on the sidewalk, he certainly does bark, and it's a pretty loud bark. So, I mean, I could understand from somebody walking on the sidewalk how it might startle them or scare them. So we've tried to train that out of him, but I don't know if that's something that'll happen. We certainly haven't had much luck with it since we've had him. So yeah, no, we certainly have been getting by without the fence, but I think that it would really make the neighborhood nicer for everybody if it was up.
what would you think about if he jumps the 6-foot fence?
Well, we've actually taught him how to jump on command, and we are pretty confident that even with a running start, he won't be able to make it over a 6-foot fence. But a 4-foot one, we did stand a 4-foot fence up in our yard because that's what we originally intended on. And it was just very clear that he would be able to clear it if he really wanted to with no issues.
That's all I have. Thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Golden?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I've been trying to pull up the Google Maps on this because I was trying to figure out how it ties into the fence.
You're stealing my thunder. I know, to the next door neighbor.
Yeah, and what is the address again for this location? Ask.
It is 290 Xavier.
Okay.
Mr. McLaughlin, what's the address, if you know, to the house to your right? If you're standing in your driveway looking at the street, it has a pool and it looks like a white fence.
Yes, so that address is 403 Hampton Drive.
Oh, Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a board-on-board type fence?
It's very similar. Yeah, it's a 6-foot privacy fence also.
It looks like it's vinyl. Is it vinyl? Does it look?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Were you able to find that, Mr. Golden?
I was, and I'm actually looking at it through the street view, and I could see the white vinyl fence. If I may ask the applicant, your fence would attach to his corner or come very close to the corner of his
Correct.
fence?
So what we would do is our plan is currently to build very close to his corner post there, not attached to it though. Yeah, so we just plan on putting a post very close to it.
But in line with his fence?
Correct. Yes.
And will yours be vinyl or wood?
The plan is for mine to be vinyl also, a similar style to the one that Sean has.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions? Because that was my question as well.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, truthfully, the question I have is I can understand attaching it to the existing fence and it would blend nicely. The problem is it's heading towards the street, which may cause it a visibility problem.
Well, I will tell you this, and I'm looking at what Mr. McLaughlin has provided us. Having lived on a corner lot myself now for almost 30 years, 2 different ones. If you look, if he wanted this fence on the other side by his driveway, where the way the road, as you see how the road goes, I think that would be seriously problematic. However, I think by the curvature of the road, and again, I did not drive by there, but looking at that, it doesn't appear that it's going to be much more or less visibility than what the existing fence that Mr. Carnahan has. At least to me, that's the way it looks. I'm not prejudging. I'm just saying, if you look at that red line that Mr. McLaughlin has provided for us, if Mr. Carnahan had purchased that lot, he probably could have had a fence that big anyway. That's all I'm saying.
Golden, are you concerned about obstruction of view for traffic flow?
I think that's what Mr. Golden was getting at.
Yes. And
yeah, again, I did not drive by there, so I don't know what the visibility would be. If we're talking 16 feet back, I don't see another driveway real close there. Again, to me, the way it looks, at least the way I see it, it doesn't appear to have any visibility issues.
okay. And then my follow-up question would be, you just said 16 feet from the sidewalk is what he's proposing to that one corner. How far is it from the existing fence on the neighbor's property to the sidewalk?
So from the existing fence, I believe it's 20 feet. So that corner that I have marked there, to the sidewalk is right, where his fence corner is also. I measured that distance to the sidewalk, and that is a 20-foot setback. So that curvature of the sidewalk makes it a 16-foot at my proposed corner, but at that point where he's got his is a 20-foot setback. So it's a 4-foot difference.
Yeah, you measured your 16 from that corner of what you're proposing to erect, correct?
Correct.
Anybody else based on those? Mr. Golden, do you have something
I
further?
do have one follow-up for the applicant also. Again, is there any reason why you couldn't maintain 20 foot by curving that small section there inward?
The only problem is I just don't know if the fencing, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know that I would have to go through this whole process. I've already bought a lot of the fence. I don't know if the fencing material that I've bought would allow for curvature is the only thing.
Well, I don't know that it would necessarily be curvature. It would probably just be angle more than curvature, wouldn't it?
Correct.
It would literally be, can those two adjoining parts that make that corner be less than 45 degrees, or is it less or more? Less than 45, right?
Less than 90, sir.
Or less than 90, I'm sorry, yes.
I mean, other than, I don't think it would look as good. I mean, I don't think that would be an issue.
I agree. I would agree with you. It certainly would not, it wouldn't look natural to the fence that is existing on Mr. Carnahan's property. Is that what you're saying, Mr. McLaughlin?
Correct.
Yeah. And is there a tree that has to be removed there as well?
Well, there was. I have since already removed that tree, so it's no longer there.
I see.
I'm not seeing a stop sign in this location in any where the fence is going to be anywhere. Is that correct?
Correct. So the only stop sign that's near this is actually on the intersection of Xavier and Auburn. So that's the only spot that there's a stop sign.
And that would be to the right side of like the driveway, you would call it,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
How far, so that stop sign, where would it be, or how far? So it's, if you're looking at your street from your driveway, you're saying the stop sign's to the right?
Yeah. So if you're looking at the illustration here, the stop sign is, right where it says Auburn Street there. It's pretty much right where the A is.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on that side.
all right. So it's actually, okay, so it's to the, if you're again looking at the street from your driveway,
Oh, I apologize. Then it would be on the left side. I
it's
apologize.
to your left.
Correct. So yeah, the only other stop sign that would be on the right side is all the way over on Hampton and Xavier.
Xavier and Hampton, right?
Right.
Yeah. Have you done any driving or any kind of testing to kind of see at that stop sign if that inhibits oncoming traffic from Xavier when you're on Auburn? Because that would be the only place. There wouldn't be any problem if anybody came down from Xavier at that stop sign to go onto Auburn, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I've cited it from both directions, and it seems like it would be totally fine. It didn't get in the way whatsoever.
And is Mr. Carnahan's driveway on Xavier?
It's not. So his actually is pointing out towards Hampton.
Hampton. I got
Correct.
you. So Xavier, that's not a very long street, right?
Well, it sort of wraps around the neighborhood a little bit. It's kind of odd, but it's longer than you expect.
Okay. If you come down Xavier toward Auburn, can you like continue on Xavier, go to the right, or hang a left on Auburn? Is that how that would go?
Exactly. Yeah,
I
you can
gotcha.
continue on down Xavier, and then there's another
Okay.
corner.
I think at least from the concern, I would think from the city, and that's why they have this, the ordinance and me, would really only be a car coming from Auburn going right or left on Xavier, and does the view at the stop sign of Auburn and Xavier, is it impeded in any way by that fence? Are you going to be able to see both lanes of travel? And I guess that's the concern. And you say that you've done a little bit of that work?
Yeah, I've checked it out from either side, and it seems totally fine. I mean, I wouldn't want to put anybody, in a situation where they wouldn't be able to see traffic, and I think that it's totally acceptable.
Okay. Any follow-up based on my questions?
Mr. McLaughlin, one more question is the Carnahan's property, or the fence in the front there that you'd be connecting to, is that 6 foot tall or is that a 4 foot?
So his fence existing is a 6 foot tall privacy fence also.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone else?
I have nothing.
Okay, then at this time, the chair will entertain a motion on case number 2020-8, John McLaughlin, 290 Xavier Street, Elyria, Ohio, 44035.
Well, I move that we accept the variance for case number 2020-8 for the variance.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we grant the variance on case number 2020-8. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it, and your variance is granted. Mr. McLaughlin, you'll be getting a letter shortly, the next couple of days, probably next week, because I'll be out of town tomorrow.
Probably the week after, because I'm out of the office next week.
Okay, but yes, it is granted, and you can move forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I guess the only other question that I had was, now that is approved, would I need to wait until I receive that letter to break ground, or am I good to go?
You're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can adjourn. Okay, so now, seeing that we have no other miscellaneous business, and it is 3:39 or so, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn to our next ensuing meeting.
I motion we adjourn.
And I second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Or aye.
Opposed? The
Bye.
ayes have it. Do we have anything on the horizon for October, Mary?
Yes, we have one thing so far.
Okay, so that meeting will be October 6th, maybe? Is that what
I believe so.
I think that's what
Yeah, I think it is the 6th.
No, it will be the 8th. Or are we the first? Are we the first Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be the 1st.
Oh, okay. I don't have a calendar in front
Yeah,
of
it's
me.
October 1st.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
See y'all then.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.